Hello everyone, I am the Cinema Adventurist here to talk about the movies that I personally consider to be the ones that I feel I should discuss over and bring up some of my personal thoughts about the film and its overall purpose as a movie. Today's movie discussion is a Japanese movie that came out in the year 2000. It is based off a novel which had aroused much controversy and was eventually made into a movie and Japanese manga series, and has gotten much of a cult following over the years, and had actually spawned a sequel in 2003. The movie is directed by Kinji Fukusaku, who you might know directed a portion of the American-Japanese war film Tora Tora Tora, and he has made a number of Japanese gangster Yakuza films, and he is very famous. This movie is one of his very last approaching his death, and was one that really made a name for himself in America and pretty much ended his career on a good note. And that movie is Battle Royale. Battle Royale is personally one of the greatest foreign movie achievements to come out during the 2000 era. Whether it be its huge cult status or box office success, it's just to me a movie that I can always watch, and it can be so entirely extreme, and it never loses its own original touch. Some viewers may say this movie is just full of gore and relentless violence, and has no other essential elements to it. Well, that's their opinion, and I respect that, but my opinion is totally supportive of this film, and you'll see why I'm supporting and for this movie during this little movie review of mine. But I'll start off by giving the whole plot synopsis and storyline for Battle Royale. The storyline for Battle Royale goes like this. It has taken place in the near future where basically the nation has been getting way out of control and is collapsing. Many are out of work, and 800,000 students have decided to go against the government and boycott school, and the adults are fearing that basically the students and the youth will rule Japan, so a new law is passed by the government called the Millennium Educational Reform Act, also known as the Battle Royale Act. The Battle Royale Act involves a random class of Japanese ninth graders who are randomly selected by a fascist government lottery. They are kidnapped and forced onto an isolated island where each ninth grader has an explosive collar or necklace around their neck, and basically these necklaces are to be exploded if any of them try to leave the island or try to rip them off. So they are stuck here permanently, and the reason they are here is for the government to make them play a game and teach them a lesson, where basically the students have to kill each other off till there is one survivor left. If there isn't, they are all forever doomed, and the necklaces will explode. So the students pretty much start freaking out, and they are forced to play. On top of that, everyone is given a backpack with a map and some food inside, and there is also a weapon, but it is rare to get anything that will do much damage. A few may get a machine gun or blade, but some might get a saucepan lid or binoculars or something small. Most of the students get killed off easily as soon as the game starts, but most actually put up a good battle and try to win. Our main two characters are just mainly trying to avoid killing their own classmates and being killed by their own classmates, although there can only be one that can win the game. Now, I bet some people hearing the plot synopsis for this movie are thinking it's just only about sickening violence and gore and killing kids and stuff, and although it does contain extreme violence and extreme bloodshed, and is probably best known as one of the best shock gore Japanese movies of all time, it's not only about that. It also contains a lot about the characters' hardships and problems each student had in their perplexing lives. Now, Fukusaku also thought the idea for the movie was extremely similar to an actual situation that happened to him when he was 15. He was drafted with his school classmates into World War II as ammo factory workers in his time during the war were much like the idea of Battle Royale, so he decided to adapt the novel into a movie as an example of the horrors that he had to experience were like during the war. And the horrors that happened to Fukusaku were all at the hands of the adults at the time, and Battle Royale is basically a world where the adults have turned against the students and they have no one to trust. Now, this movie was not only made to represent Kinji Fukusaku's hard times during the war, it's also a movie that manages to mix in a lot of essential elements to make the movie all the more entertaining and the suspenseful thrill ride it sets out to be. It's thrilling, horrifying, action-packed, gory, and surprising at times funny. And the acting for this movie is actually very well done and believable, although the adult actor Takashi Kitano as the class's teacher pretty much steals the show and is the only professional actor. The classmates aren't bad as well, and they're do a wonderful job as portraying the typical school characters they are meant to be, even though they're probably around the age of 14 or 15. An example would be the young actress Chiaki Kuriyama, who plays this sharp-looking athletic girl in the movie and is forced to be reckoned with by one of her classmates. And the director Quentin Tarantino, who you're probably familiar with, he's a huge fan of Battle Royale and was so impressed by her in this movie. He starred her in the role as Gogo Yubari in his excellent revenge masterpiece Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. Shuya Nanahara and Noriko Nakagawa are the main two characters that we follow throughout the survival journey, and they team up with a trustworthy, highly skilled, but dangerous transfer student that was brought into the game separately without the class. There is another transfer student that joined in Battle Royale for fun, and he is, as you would assume, the most psychotic and dangerous one in the game. And basically no one stands a chance against him, besides the other transfer student who has been in Battle Royale before. The rest of the students basically try to survive, some try to win, and some try to go against the system, and some kill themselves. They all seem to choose different decisions. Some try to not actually kill their friends, because they're their classmates, and they think it is insane that they are in this situation. But some actually do kill each other, and because the government has put them in this, so they believe it is what they must do. Now, some people may be disturbed by the fact anyone would have this idea cross their mind, but after all, it is only a movie, and I think it should be best described as a gory, shocking Japanese survival action-adventure film, and it totally achieves as being one of the best of its kind. It can really be anything it wants, and has a vast selection of how you want to perceive this movie, which I think is what makes the movie totally greater in its own right. I can't explain every single idea and moment of Battle Royale because I don't want to spoil the movie for those who haven't seen it, and it's just one of those movies you just have to see for yourself. The Criterion Collection is a video distribution company that basically will put their names on certain movies and resell them with extra special features. Normally the movies that are contained in the Criterion Collection are art house and foreign movies, and they really do a great job in bringing these great films into America, and personally, I think it would be a wonderful idea to give Battle Royale a Criterion release. Even though it has a huge cult following, I really do consider it a foreign classic among with other remarkable films. Above all, I do recommend this to anyone, whoever gets the opportunity to get their hands on this movie and gets a chance to see it. And that was my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it and learned some new things about it. I am the Cinema Adventurous. See you all later. The end.